Welcome back. You might say that Topher Grace likes to mix it up. We first fell in love with him as Eric Foreman on the hit comedy That 70s Show.
Yeah, but recently he's taken on some very different characters, including my favorite Topher Grace role. He starred as David Duke in the Oscar-nominated film Black Klansman.
Well, now in the new season of Black Mirror, he plays Billy Bauer, the head of a fictional social media company who just found out one of his interns is being held hostage. So he tries to talk to the kidnapper directly.
Put me through this guy.
Sir, you can't do that.
Excuse me, please don't tell me what I can and can't do, okay?
Mr. Bauer, this is an extortion attempt.
Ben, cut him off. Cut Agent FBI off.
Billy,
In the strongest possible terms,
I suggest you do not engage in a dialogue with this
Cut
individual.
him off now!
Bill, don't.
All right, Ben, give me his number.
Bill.
We got his number? What's his name? Christopher Gilhaney? Give his number.
Bill, I'm not going to give you that.
Did everyone catch the same disease today?
Topher, good morning.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, so this show really messes with us as a viewer, but also you as well. You thought your character was one person, and then, without giving anything away, you find out a little different.
Right, when I got offered the role, before I read it, I thought it was maybe going to be, because they saw me in Black Klansman, and I thought maybe it'd be similar to that, and then it takes another turn, and it just shows what a great writer Charlie Brooker. He writes all of those Black Mirrors. He's kind of a genius, yeah.
Talk to us about the fact that you spend most of the time of the episode on the phone, and normally I think it would have probably been a crew member just, saying lines to you, not necessarily right next to you. But is that not how you did it this time?
No, that's how it happens. Most of the time when you're on the phone in a movie, you're not talking to the other actor. When I did the Spike Lee movie, he actually built the sets back to back.
Wow.
So we were both on the phone. But with something like this, where we shot my part in Spain, they were nice enough. There's also Annabelle Jones, who's the producer of that show. They're amazing. They hired an actor to come with us to Spain. It's something I didn't have to do. It's an expense.
The emotion, too. Yeah, really.
That's what that is.
But then you could capture the emotion right there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, I instead of, not that the crew members aren't great at at reading someone's lines, but it was so heightened and so emotional at the end of it. It was great to have a real actor there with me.
Is it true that you actually edit films to de-stress? That's your way to wind down? Is that true?
This is the nerdiest hobby ever.
That means, yeah.
So you re-edit a movie that's...
I just want to be clear for the directors I have yet to work with. I don't want to edit any of the things I'm in. I think it is it's a really bad idea. But some people would go into the garage and do woodworking. Basically I did a movie and I was a producer on it. So it was the first movie I went into the editing room. As an actor, you kind of think,
I think that's cool.
What's going on in the editing room? What's taking so long? Like, it's what we shot. And then when you get in there, yeah, I can do that. You guys, but it's not live like this. Let's pump it out.
What have you edited?
But well, I edit things I'm not in.
Like The Hobbit?
Yeah, I took.
You edited The Hobbit?
Yeah.
Star Wars too?
Yeah, I'll take. It's basically I want things that I'm not in where there's a lot of footage.
I think that's
Whoever knew me in high school is going, yeah, that's what I thought he'd be up to. It's kind of nerdy. Yeah.
I think it's cool.
But we did a thing. I tweeted out a thing we did where we did all the Star Wars movies in 5 minutes, and like 1 million people watched it.
That's a sick skill.
Yeah.
I did see that. That's
A friend of mine,
crazy.
Jeff Yorks, and I. These are two dads who had a weekend where their wives were out of town, and that's what happens, guys.
Wow.
That's what happens.
Strip club, re-edit a movie.
So wait a minute. So is it true? I was just
We weren't
reading
going
this.
to.
So
I didn't say you were.
We had one option.
So wait,
So, yeah.
did Disney ask you to edit for Toy Story 4? Is that true?
Yeah, so what happened
That's
was
huge.
we thought they were calling us to sue us, basically. And then they called and said, would you do the same thing with Toy Story? So now we have a kind of a side hustle where this is what we do, yeah.
That's wild.
But it's
I'm so jealous.
When you're doing stuff like Black Klansman, and I did a TV show about Ebola, and then doing something like Black Mirror, it's so heavy. It's so great to have something where you can relax with a friend. And
some people just kind of go for runs or drink.
Yeah.
well, they're not as nerdy as I am.
Can I ask you a question? You brought up Black Klansman. One of the things I was amazed at was how much humor there actually was in that movie. Yeah. And even to the point where, again, while a heinous character, there was still, you were able to mine some humor, ironic humor,
Well, that's what's
in
amazing
David
about
Duke.
Spike Lee. Yeah, he's a genius. He was able to. I mean, it wasn't like we were happy to follow the lead of the script that he wrote, that he won an Academy Award for. But he was able to take something that's a really heavy subject matter, and I think if something like that can be, I mean, he didn't pull any punches, but if it can be funny or at least humorous, it's more seductive. More people enjoy it and hear that message. So I was so. When I got the call to do that movie, I was so excited.
Well, it was terrific.
We say yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a call from Spike on my cell phone.
There you go.
I knew this was going to be probably like good, you know? Like,
Yeah, he was asking you to edit his next movie. Topher, thank you so much.
Anytime. We enjoy it.
thank you for having me.
The 5th season of Black Mirror is streaming now on Netflix, and we'll be right back.
You wanted to say Black
I did.